Hello, Love Wrestling. Welcome in. It is Thursday, November 28th, and it is not just any Thursday. It is Thanksgiving here in the United States of America. So happy Thanksgiving to everybody tuning in from the states that are celebrating today. I hope you have a fun-filled day of family, food, football, drinks, whatever it is. I hope you have a safe, fun holiday today. As you can see, Drew and I are here, but as we announced basically over the last few weeks, this is a pre-taped episode. So if you are here watching it is Thursday. It is Thursday. So if you're here watching that, we appreciate you being here. Write in the chat, give a thumbs up, give a follow to Love Wrestling. We appreciate everyone here. But we are here to talk some AEW, as today on Thursday, we do firmly AEW, but obviously this is being recorded before Dynamite this week, so we will not be discussing anything that you might have seen last night on AEW Dynamite. We are going to be talking strictly, firmly about AEW Full Gear. So we're going to have a review of that show here on this channel. But first, before that, there was some AEW news that was released late on Sunday night. We have the groups when it comes to the Continental Classic, which will be starting, if you're watching this on Thursday, which I know you are, started last night on AEW Dynamite. So when you see us here next week, we'll start to be diving into how things are looking in that. But we did have the groups released, or the leagues, they call them, the Blue League and the Gold League. We had them released. So we will run through them now just to kind of talk about it for a few, and then we will dive in to AEW Full Gear. Looking at the leagues, the groups, whatever you want to call them, Drew, it is apparent to me that the Blue League is a lot stronger than the Gold League, in my opinion. But this is a good 12 superstars that we have in the Continental Classic. So the Gold League is as follows. We have Darby Allin. We have Claudio Castagnoli. We have Will Ospreay. We have Ricochet. We have Brody King. And we have Juice Robinson. So, I mean, we know they're at least facing everybody once. So we're going to get a Will Ospreay versus Darby Allin match in this league.
That may be what I'm most looking forward to.
We're gonna get a Will Ospreay and Brody King match. We're gonna get a rematch of Will Ospreay and Ricochet in this. Once, maybe even twice, if those are the semifinalists. We might see that match twice more times. Because I think you look at this group and it's going to be. I mean, how is Will Ospreay not the favorite in this league? Like, is he not the clear favorite to me in this league? The Blue League, I think, has more competition. Well, don't get me wrong. This is a strong league. I love Brody King. Claudio's great. Darby Allin's a top star. Ricochet. They're all good. Juice, too, I feel like.
There's just one person in the Blue League that's like, takes it a step above.
And it's like, it's one of those things where, but again, you talk about those first round matchups we're going to get in this Gold League. Like the fact that we'll get to see Darby Allin versus Brody King again. And every one of those matches hump. We get to see Darby and Brody again. I have one little
negative point, and it's not even really like a real negative. I'm just a little surprised that there's so many people in it that were in it last year.
There are a good amount. So on the Gold League, we have Brody King was in it last year. Claudio was in it last year. And then we haven't talked about the Blue League yet, but the Blue League has 3 people that were in it last year. So of these 12 individuals, was Juice in it last year?
I don't believe so.
No. So of these 12 people that were in this, 5 of them were in it last year. So a little bit less than half the field. We know that one of the people in the Blue League requested that he be in it again, which we'll get into. But that's the Gold League. So I mean, if you're talking some first round, like I know we went through kind of Ospreay's journey there, but we're getting Ricochet versus Darby. We're getting Ricochet versus Brody King. We're getting Ricochet versus Claudio. We're getting Ricochet versus I mean, there's going to be some Claudio versus Brody King. Okay. Yeah, all right. That'll work for me.
Yeah.
Claudio and Darby, especially with what's going on in the main storyline.
Right, they just had a match.
Yeah. So we're getting a rematch. We're getting a rematch of that. There's going to be some good matchups in that Gold League. And then you go on over to the Blue League. The Blue League is stronger.
Brother,
Blue League is stronger.
Brother.
The Blue League is stronger. We have the Continental Champion, Kazuchika Okada, in the Blue League. We have Daniel Garcia, the new TNT Champion, in the Blue League. We have Kyle Fletcher in the Blue League. A guy that intrigues me a lot being in this tournament. We have Shelton Benjamin.
That immediately makes the Blue League stronger. Honestly.
We have yes. I think he could win the whole fucking thing, Drew. We'll, as this goes for the next month, we're going to be diving deep into this. There's going to be plenty of Continental Classic discussion.
Yeah.
Shelton Benjamin is a dark horse in this tournament for me. Like man. But then we also have Mark Briscoe returning in the Blue League.
Yes.
And then we have somebody that I'm excited. I don't know how many matches he'll win, but the Beast Mortos.
Oh, listen.
In here. I love that.
If Peggy's in this chat right now, she's going to be popping like crazy for that. I know, because my Beast is in this, and I'm really, really excited to see him against everybody in this league.
Yeah.
That's going to be really fun because as we saw from his match with Hologram at Wrestle Dream, he can go.
Yeah.
And he is very good. So I'm hyped for him. Obviously, I think that Shelton Benjamin is like, he could be the winner of this whole thing, honestly.
I have my opinion on who I think. Well, I don't know how deep you want to get into it because it's going to be going on for a month. So I don't know how deep you want to get into it. Right? But think about, all right, let me just throw out a few of these matches we're going to get in this Blue League. Okay. We are going to get Kazuchika Okada against Shelton Benjamin. That is a match we're going to get in this Blue League.
Incredible.
We are going to get Kazuchika Okada versus Kyle Fletcher in this Blue League. We are going to get Kyle Fletcher versus Daniel Garcia in this Blue League. We are going to get Kyle Fletcher versus Shelton Benjamin.
Oh, my God.
In this Blue League.
That might be the one I'm looking most forward to, honestly.
We are going to get Kazuchika Okada versus Daniel Garcia that I'm very excited about. The Beast Mortos, like you said, versus Beast Mortos versus Okada. Sign me the fuck up right now. Just give it to me. Kyle Fletcher, like this, and I feel bad because I feel like Juice Robinson in the Gold League and Mark Briscoe in the Blue Leagues are like the names I'm mentioning the least.
Right.
That's not a negative. They're great. They're both great.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But like when you talk about some of these matches,
that was like, Jay Lethal was there the first time for a reason.
I and it's one of those things where, like, to me, and don't get me wrong, I just said it a few minutes ago and you said it about Shelton Benjamin. I think he's a dark horse. However, I don't know how we don't get a Kyle Fletcher, Will Ospreay run back as the final of this fucking thing. I don't know how. I don't know
Yeah.
how we don't get that. We're going to talk about that match, obviously, as we go through Full Gear. But like, when I look at this right now, I look at it and I go, if we're already going, who's in the final? Who's in the final? We have Ospreay versus Okada. We potentially have Ospreay versus Kyle Fletcher run it back again. And I think we potentially have Ospreay versus Shelton Benjamin.
That would be wow. I mean, just to think that that's a possibility.
Yeah.
And is insane.
Like if I'm looking at this right now, I think the gold league is way more mapped out to me, where I feel like what we're going to get in the first round of the gold league is Will Ospreay and Ricochet are going to go to a draw, because this is time limit. Nobody allowed at ringside, no managers, no nothing. I think they're going to go to a draw, and then I think the semifinal of the gold league to get to the final will be them again. I think that's how we get to that. And so it's Ricochet and Will Ospreay after they drew in their round robin match, and the winner of that goes to the finals. And then I think they're waiting. I mean, I love Daniel Garcia, don't get me wrong, but I think it's it's Fletcher, Okada, or Benjamin. Those are my three that I have in the blue league, where I'm like, it's one of those dudes. I don't think it's going to be Okada, though. I don't think it's going to be Okada. Fletcher or Benjamin am I sticking out, guys?
Remember,
in the blue.
If Okada doesn't make it to the finals, that means he's no longer champion.
Well, he technically needs to defend that belt in every match, doesn't he? Isn't that the rule? Or was that just an Eddie Kingston thing?
I think that might have just been an Eddie Kingston thing.
Okay.
And also remember, that wasn't the Continental Championship he was defending.
That is true. That was the Ring of Honor, right?
Yeah. And I think he was holding a different title.
Did he have two belts at the time? Did he have two belts? What belt was he holding? Was it the New Japan Strong, maybe? Was he holding that? What belt?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that what it was?
That's what he was holding. Yep. Yeah, he was holding both. And then he made it seem like he was defending it in every match, but then he wasn't actually, walked it back. So I don't know if the Continental, I think it's just going to be like, oh, hello, here's another gentleman decided to join us. If he does not win to get to the finals, if he doesn't amass the most points, I think he drops the title.
Agreed. Look at that. Unbelievable.
Yeah. It's right over the laptop.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah. They love laptops. You know, that you can buy little mini ones for them and they actually play with them. It's really incredible. Cutie patootie. He's like, okay. Yeah, so very excited for the Continental Classic. I think that's 12 solid participants. I'm very excited what the next month of television will bring us. The champion will be crowned at World's End, which will be at the end of December. So this is going to be a month it's every Dynamite, every Collision, which is good, because even though Collision has been a solid show, this gives me more reason to want to watch Collision.
Exactly.
Which helps Collision, because it's kind of been that B show for a little bit. So
this week Collision's got a little bit of competition.
Yeah, I would say so. Collision might be a tough one this week. I might be watching that on delay. But Continental Classic is back. It looks like it's going to be a good field. I'm very much looking forward to it. Now in 2025, give me a women's one. That's all I ask for. Absolutely. Give me a women's one in the spring, and then you can run the men in the fall and the winter. Please separate them on the calendar. Give me a women's one. You got enough. You got enough of the roster. But very excited for the Continental Classic. Very, very excited. All right, let's talk a little bit of Full Gear, Drew. This took place from the Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey. Good crowd. Crowd was hot from the jump. There were 3 pre-show matches, but there's only going to be one we're going to talk about, baby. But there were 3 pre-show matches. The first match of the night saw Anna Jay defeating Deonna Purrazzo via pinfall. The second match, which was a very fun 4-way, saw Buddy Matthews defeat Beast Mortos, Dante Martin, and Commander. But that was a very good four-way. That was a really, really good match, the four of those guys. And then we had the third pre-show match. And let me tell you, Drew. I went into this with I'm on TikTok, but I'm not, I don't, and I wasn't saying it from a negative place, but like, I didn't know much about these dudes. Like, I'm not a TikTok guy. This was not like to pop me because I didn't really know much about them. But I'm going to tell you, Drew, this match fucking popped me, bro. This match fucking popped me. This was excellent. Excellent.
I did talk negatively about TikTok and social media as a whole last week.
Yes. You're going to apologize right now is what you're going to do.
And I am going to apologize.
Yeah,
because
100%. You know why,
AJ,
Drew?
Big Justice, the Rizzler.
Do you know why you're going to apologize? Riz man. Look at that guy.
Look at him.
Unbelievable.
That's an 8-year-old kid living the dream.
Millionaire. Unbelievable.
You can say they brought the boom.
I was going to be pissed that I did that here. I refuse to do it on beards. Let me tell you. So this match started. Paul White, the Big Show, the former Big Show. Paul White is on commentary, and he walks the Rizzler.
What a visual!
What a visual!
Was.
Oh my god! First of all,
tallest Paul and the little Riz, just absolutely incredible.
Let me tell you, and the Rizzlers, they gave him a Titantron, they gave him everything, and the Rizzler's name showed up on that Titantron, and that arena fucking exploded for the Riz, and I'm sitting there like, this is unbelievable. And then this little kid comes out, and I'm like, he's adorable, little chunky fella. And he knew, dude. Every time the camera was on, he didn't miss a beat. He was doing his thing. He knew. Mance Warner had my
camera ready.
Mance Warner had my favorite tweet of the whole night. I got to pull it back up because I need to do it justice by saying it word for word. But Mance Warner had, first of all, there were wrestlers from every company praising this fucking match.
Were there?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I wasn't on Twitter for the show, so I didn't see anybody's tweets in the moment.
Dax Harwood said, "I've seen enough." Dax Harwood said, "I've seen enough," and he put his top 5, and he had Bret Hart number 1, and the Rizzler was number 2. It's fucking phenomenal. Mance Warner's tweet. This was incredible. He just goes, "The Rizzler gets it, man. He has no emotional attachment to this shit. Just walks in, hits his spots, and leaves."
And that's very true.
It's tremendous. All right. So anyway, Rizzler comes out first. And then we get QT Marshall, which QT Marshall, he deserves so much praise.
He does. He really does.
That was a master class performance from QT Marshall to make this look how it looked. And then we found out today. We found out the other day, not today.
Not on Monday.
Because it's Thursday.
Today's
Thursday. We found out the other day that AJ, Big Boom AJ, broke his foot in this match and wrestled through a broken foot. Guy hasn't wrestled in incredible.
That's a worker right there.
Unbelievable. So they go through this match. QT, is doing the heel stuff. At one point, I still think it was the loudest pop of the night. I'm not kidding. Towards the end of the match, there's a ref distraction, and Big Justice, who's the kid, his son, gets in the ring, and he hits QT Marshall with the spear. A good one, too. It's a pretty decent spear.
It was. I was on a watch along.
Yeah.
With Sunday Sinner, who might be in this chat right now. I don't know. And we both popped.
Yeah.
Huge for that spear.
I was having the time of my life, Drew. I'm not lying to you. I was having the time of my life. I couldn't believe it.
And I said on that stream, that was a very Adam Copeland-esque spear.
It was good.
Adam, I think he's really him, Christian Cage, that of them, not like a Goldberg spear, not like a Roman Reigns spear. they do the type of spear where they like hug the midsection a bit and then bring their opponent down.
Yeah.
And it looked exactly like Big Justice's spear. And I was like, holy crap, this kid can actually hit a pretty damn decent spear.
He hit a damn good spear. That building like truly. That pop was maybe the largest pop of the night. Like that's not me exaggerating. That pop, but when he hit that spear, might have been the biggest pop of that place.
QT sold it like death.
Oh,
it was amazing.
God. Incredible. And it went right into the power bomb, the power boom, I should say. And AJ got the win. 1, 2, 3. The Rizzler and Big Justice got in the ring with them. They all posed. The crowd was losing their mind. I'm telling you, this won me over. I thought this was one of the better things AEW has ever done, Drew. Has ever done.
Yeah.
Truly.
I cannot hate on it. And it's not that I was even necessarily hating on it, because I understood 100%. What its purpose was.
The backstage segment they had with Renee last week on Dynamite did 11 million views.
Yeah.
11 million.
So the pre-show of this pay-per-view
was also free on YouTube. It's free for everybody. It's on YouTube. Many eyes. Yeah.
This pre-show did, I think it was like over 100,000 more views
than any other one.
Than even just last pay-per-views pre-show.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
I don't know exactly the logistics.
Don't spin it, anybody. That was 100% due to the fact that these guys were on this show.
Absolutely.
100% due to the fact that these gentlemen, this happened. 100%. This was a out of the park grand slam by AEW. I was blown away by how good this was. Like, blown away. I thought this was going to be some regular old bullshit that was just going to be like, okay, whatever. This is too hokey. This is too, and it was hokey. Don't get me wrong, but it was just.
But then again, it also wasn't. It wasn't at its fullest potential because AJ broke his foot.
Yeah, and I'm going to be honest with you. He could work pretty good.
Oh no,
he could work pretty good. He held his own in there.
So what he probably broke his foot on, he said, was the dive,
the diving clothesline, like the flying clothesline or whatever.
QT Marshall was the perfect opponent.
Yeah,
he was the perfect guy. He got this 100%. He
unsung hero.
He did not sell it. He didn't sell for the whole match. He didn't sell it like overly sell and like make it look stupid, like flop around like a fish.
Yeah.
Whatever he move. He sold it. Even the spear by Big Justice.
Oh yeah.
He sold it perfectly. It was no like, oh, this is not believable. Oh, he did like a Rock selling the Stone Cold Stunner type of a sell. It was like a natural sell for every move that was hit on him.
Yep.
He was perfect for this.
It was unbelievable.
So much praise.
Yeah, he deserves all the flowers today, because honestly, he was. I know I'm kind of, people are going to think it was a masterclass performance by him. That whole match was based around everything that QT ran that. There was nobody else that could have done that as good as him. Nobody else. And I mean that. I mean that. There was nobody else that could have done what he did to make it come out the way that it did. Like, he deserves all the praise. That was you can tell, like, it blew my fucking mind how good it was. Like, I went in there with very low expectations, and they fucking, I couldn't believe, I was watching this going, this is a fucking riot. Like, this is a blast. Like, I'm having a great time watching this.
Yeah.
And you could just see everybody in the arena was having a great time. Like, it was just one of those things where it was like, oh man, like, I'm getting goosebumps talking about it. I was just like, you don't really get it. not the same thing, but like the Johnny Knoxville match against Sami Zayn at WrestleMania. Like similar vibes.
Right.
Similar vibes. Where it's like, it's going to be this hokey kind of bells and whistles type thing. But like the fact that it came out so, like, I will argue to the death. Obviously, I think Becky and I think she fought Bianca that weekend at Mania. Like, that was probably the best match of the show. But like, I will make an argument that Sami Zayn Johnny Knoxville match was the best match of WrestleMania that year. Like, I will literally fight you I would fight you for that. And I feel like that it was just brilliant stuff. It was really good.
Yeah,
and then we
also
yes.
I just wanted to touch too. So in the promo that he did, and when he announced that he broke his foot, as well as at the press conference after Full Gear, he alluded to him and AEW doing more work.
Oh, Tony at the press conference was very much like, "You're welcome back anytime. Like, anytime you want to come back." He was like basically saying, like, "Please," like begging him, like, "Please come back." Please
full disclosure. I thought it was a little silly of Tony Khan, the owner, CEO of the second major American wrestling company, to say when he did the Fox Business interview with AJ, I thought it was silly of him to say that he learned a lot about marketing and advertising from him. But this match totally made me shut up.
Yeah.
Like, you know what?
Yeah.
The way that he sung the praises of that whole family on the press conference made me like really just was so heartwarming. It was so heartwarming and because I was even thinking it too at the end of the match when him and his son and the Rizzler were in the ring together celebrating. I was like, how many wrestlers' children get to experience that moment with their parent?
Yeah, not a lot. You see kids in there every so often. Kofi's kids got in after he won Kofi Mania. Danielson's kids have been involved a few. Like, you see things like that here or there, but it's not something that happens like that often. And like, especially in this scenario, like, yeah, the guy was an independent wrestler a long time ago, but this guy's not in the wrestling business. He's not.
Right. He hasn't had a match for
20 years.
Like 20 years.
15, 20 years or something like that. So like, it's one of those things where like, when you look at that moment, like, that's a moment. And look at and Tony Khan said it at the presser. He said, they just started doing this Costco crap this year, dude. Like, they just started, like, it's not like he's been established on TikTok for years.
Blown away when he said
this has all happened. This has all happened this year. They just started making those videos, and again, you talk about Tony saying marketing. They marketed, they promoted the shit out of themselves, and they're fucking millionaires because of it now. Because they just went around Costco talking about a cookie. Like, you don't just get there by being entertaining. You get there because you know how to market yourself and you have a business plan and you figure it out. And that just started this year, which again, I didn't even know that because again, I wasn't too familiar with these guys.
I was blown away. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah. So what do you think about that?
This year?
Yeah.
This is to the level that they're at right now.
Yeah.
And just not even a full calendar year. Insane.
Impressive. All right. So what a wonderful way to end the pre-show. Just a huge success by everyone involved. Just a gigantic success. Then we turn our attention to the main card, and the main card started with the 4-way for the AEW World Tag Team Championships. I thought this was a great way to start the show. It was a good match. It was Kings of the Black Throne versus the Acclaimed versus the Outrunners versus the champs. The defending champs, Private Party. Now, match was good. We'll talk a little bit about the match and all that, but there was some stuff to pay attention to that happened before the match.
There was.
As Max Caster and the Acclaimed, with Anthony Bowens, obviously, made their way to the ring. He was doing a rap. I felt like this was the first rap he did in a while. But he did a rap. The rap was whatever, typical nonsense that you expect him to do, like whatever. And then at the end of it, he stole Bowen's line. Instead of saying like everybody loves the Acclaimed, he said something along the lines of like something. He basically took Bowen's line from him and he whipped the microphone at Bowens.
No, what he did was,
didn't he say like everybody
was going to say, like he does, everybody loves the Acclaimed.
That's what Bowens. Yeah. Well, he says it, and then Bowens goes,
and then he does the Chicago, blah blah blah, and whatever.
He stole that from him or something. He stole something.
No, but he didn't say everybody loves the Acclaimed. He said everybody loves the best wrestler.
That's
alive,
right. Yeah,
which
and then
is his thing.
Yeah, and then he whipped the mic towards
and then
Bowens.
He just chucks that at Anthony.
And then Bowens is like staring a hole through him, like, "What the fuck is your problem, buddy?"
Yeah.
And then Bowens goes and grabs the mic, and he does his thing still, but you can tell he's bothered. And then at one point throughout this match, when chaos is ensuing, they purposefully did like a turnaround stare down where they were looking at each other, and Bowens was looking at him like, and for a split moment, I was like, this is it. They're breaking up right now. The crowd was chanting, "Fuck you, Caster," at one point. Yeah. Like, it was like, holy shit. I didn't know if the Acclaim was going to make it to the end of the match.
Even got him to try and pin
himself,
to get Bowens to pin him, which is a very heel thing to do, so that they could win the match.
Yeah,
and Anthony like just kind of reluctantly went along with it, and then of course, this was also the first time we had seen Billy in a while.
Yep,
and Billy was just like fuming at the end.
Oh, for sure. This was also one of the first times that we had a live band play Kings of the Black Throne.
Yes, that's
to
right.
the ring. The band
that does live band performance of the evening.
Is it the only live band that have they? Is this the first time ever? Have they done a live band entrance before? Did they do an All In England maybe once? I don't know. I feel like this is one of.
Fozzy has played before, and then I think at All In. That's when Swerve.
Oh, yeah. That's right. That's right. But it's very rare. It's very rare that they do band like that. Was cool.
They don't do it very often.
No.
One of the more popular ones was Mikey Ruckus doing Lucha Bros.
The Lucha Bros. I remember that. That was dope.
Yeah.
That was dope.
That was great.
Again, I thought this match was really good. I thought all four teams looked good throughout the match. I thought everybody had a story. This match kind of ended up for the Outrunners like I thought it was going to end up. Like they had a couple good sequences in there. They're clearly very over with the crowd. This was to, I think we all know where they're heading. I think I see FTR turning on them very soon. And that will be their first big tag team feud will be against Dickhead FTR. And I think FTR is going to put them over. I think FTR is going to put them over.
Yeah, I think they will.
But I thought this was a perfect scenario for the Outrunners where you knew they weren't going to win the belts because it's too soon for that, but they're a team that's gotten over. They're getting better. And I thought this was like, hey, let's elevate them, let them in this match, let them look good in this match, and then down the line, we'll actually build to them actually maybe getting a 2-on-2, but you know what I mean, a 1-on-1 tag team versus tag team title match, or even win the friggin' things at some point. I thought this was really, really good. I thought it was really good, and I thought it was a great first title defense for Private Party. And I think Private Party winning, they did hit the gin and juice and pin Max Caster.
Yes, very significant too.
I think it is. I think that is significant for what will be happening in the near future with the Acclaimed. I thought this was a perfectly well done match. It was a good first title defense for Private Party. I liked it. I thought it was a good opener. I thought it was fast paced, good to go. Start the night off with the bang. I also loved Private Party in the press conference.
Oh, they were super humble and
you could tell
so wholesome.
You could tell that they were having the time of their lives because this was they walked in and they were like, holy crap. They were like, Isaiah Cassidy talked more than Quen, but Isaiah Cassidy was like, we've been in this company for 5 years and this is our first presser. Like this is our first scrum that we've been here for.
And judging from their performance there, they should be at more of them because 100%. They hit it out of the park.
Yeah,
they are very charismatic, especially talking about the wrestling club.
The wrestling club. I was going to say that was my favorite moment of the presser was you could tell how much that meant to them. Especially Isaiah Cassidy saying, we walked into a room full of people that look like us.
Yeah.
And we walked in there and you could tell how much that meant to both of them, but Isaiah was talking more, but you could tell how much they cared about that a lot. And it was a really sweet
Brooklyn,
moment.
Of course, where I am, that's cool. Where both of them also are from. They actually grew up right by that school.
Yep.
And that video was really awesome.
Yeah, it was really, really good.
I love watching the wrestling club whenever wrestler surprises them.
Oh my god,
it's incredible. When Mercedes did it, when Swerve and Keith Lee did it,
and I was talking to some people on Blue Sky about it, and at the end of the day, dude, like we're all a lot of us are adults here, and we have certain opinions about what happens on the TV screen that we see, and we critique and we judge or whatever. But when you see videos like that of the wrestling club, whether they're watching a match and flipping out, or somebody goes, when you see their reaction, those kids, at the end of the day, that's what it's fucking about. That's what this is about. Like it, yes, we can watch things and love it, hate it, whatever, and we can talk honestly about it. But at the end of the day, when you see kids or you see young people gravitating towards wrestling or just gravitating towards anything positive, but gravitating towards wrestling and having those type of feelings about pro wrestling, that's what this fucking thing is. That we were all those kids. And some of us started watching wrestling late, not young like that. But at one point, we were all those new fans that were just fucking absorbing and loving everything. And, I can only imagine if I was I don't even know what grade they're in. If I was a 4th, 5th, 6th grade, whatever it is, and I had a group like that where I was like, oh, I'm a wrestling fan. Oh, all the wrestling fans are getting together and watch. Like, I wouldn't even know.
Even when it was popular, there were still no groups like the wrestling club.
No. And you see videos like that, and if more people kind of, I don't know, man. Like
I wish I had a wrestling club.
Yeah, the internet.
Back when I was originally watching back in the late teens, 99 and whatever.
Yeah,
because that maybe would have kept me as a fan for all of the 2000s before 2012.
Yeah. I just thought it was just the video of them showing up there was wonderful. The fact that you could tell how much they cared in the press conferences. I just, another home run. I that made me feel good as a human, which doesn't happen that often nowadays when it comes to things like that. All right. We then had Maxwell, Jacob, Friedman going one-on-one with Roderick Strong. Maxwell, Jacob, MJF gets the victory in this match. He is working on, so early on, Max cuts a promo, and he's talking about how he's making money. He's off making millions, shooting movies, and he goes, but your mama's just shooting your daddy. Your mama's just shooting your daddy.
Was it Collision or Dynamite? I don't remember where it was that they did the. Was it Collision?
The MJF? Like the promo?
Or was it on Dynamite?
That was on Dynamite.
It was Dynamite.
When he talked about Roddy's parents? Yeah, that was on Dynamite.
About Roddy's mom shooting his dad.
Yeah, true story. True story, by the way. Yeah, so he cuts that. Roddy gets right out there, starts chopping him, putting the boots to him. And Roddy's hitting him stiff. Like those chops are legit. So MJF decides that he's going to start working on Roddy's fingers. So he does some trying to break the fingers, trying to do stuff like that. They have themselves a pretty good match back and forth. And at the end, it's Maxwell, Jacob, Freeman. He puts on the Salt of the Earth submission, but he's really wrenching the fingers at the same time. And Roddy tapped out almost immediately due to the fingers and that stuff. And then really after the match, Max grabs a chair. All right. There's layers to this because I feel a certain way about it. Let's just talk about what actually. So Max grabs a chair. He puts Roddy's arm through the chair. This is all happening over the span of a good minute and a half. So the whole time that this is happening, in my brain, I'm going, oh, Adam Cole's going to come out here. So MJF he like attacks Roddy, and I go, okay, this is where Adam Cole's gonna come out. And then MJF leaves the ring and grabs a chair, and then in my brain I go, oh yeah, Adam Cole's gonna come out right now. And then MJF walks up the stairs, gets in the ring, puts the chair around Roddy's arm, and I go, oh yeah, Adam Cole's gonna come out right now. And then Maxwell Jacob Freeman then does a reverse into the ropes and Pillmanizes Roderick's arm in the chair. And a second after he did that, Adam Cole decides to come out. Okay, well, what the fuck were you doing, buddy? Where were you? Where were you? What the hell is that? What the hell is that?
There's like a weird thing, particularly in AEW, where just nobody comes to help the guy until after they do the move.
What the fuck was that? How?
Like, what the hell?
How does your music cue to go off the second after he hits him with the chair? But you weren't there? You weren't there that whole time to see what was... What? So then Adam Cole comes out, doesn't even pay attention to Roddy, just chases MJF out of there.
Yeah, we then get the Kingdom come down.
Then the Kingdom come down, and Kyle O'Reilly comes down. And Kyle O'Reilly is pissed. And he shoves Adam Cole to the ground. And you can hear him. He goes, you want to fight MJF so bad? Go fight MJF so bad. But he's looking at him like, why weren't you out here helping your friend? You care more about fighting that guy than you care about helping your friend. And that was some, and then at this whole time, the Kingdom is trying to tell Kyle to calm down. They're checking on Roddy, but they're like, yo, relax. It's all right. And Kyle's like, no, it ain't all right.
Although, I mean, Kyle, where you could have been the one.
Where was anybody? How does Adam Cole come out literally the second after Roddy's arm gets shattered? That shit was going on for at least 2 minutes. Get your ass out there. What are you doing, man?
Might as well did the Jeff Hardy while he was coming out.
Unbelievable.
It was like, okay, it's literally your reaction was my same reaction. It's like, okay, it's going to happen now. That's going to happen now. No, that's going to happen now. And then, of course, then he hits his arm in the chair, and now Adam Cole comes out. It's like, well,
unbelievable.
Yeah, but then I was also like, well, Kyle, you can't be that upset because you also, you could have came out and helped too.
So, look, I've been saying this. We've been talking, obviously, on this show. We're getting the full circle. At World's End, we're getting the full circle moment where Adam Cole is going to be the one that is staring up at MJF with the Kingdom and Roddy behind him. Like, we're getting that's happening, man. That is the full circle moment we're getting at World's End. And this is a way to get there. Like, we know it's happening. Because Roddy, I would assume Roddy's going to be off television until World's End. I assume we do not see Roddy at all.
Definitely.
At all. And then we're going to see him. And Adam's going to be like, my friend's back. And Roddy's going to be like, fuck you. And he's going to, that's it. And that's what's going to happen. With that being said, I kind of felt bad because I actually thought this was a solid match, but to me, there were parts of this match where the crowd did not give a shit about this match. And I think, I want your opinion first, but I have a reason of why everybody wants to see MJF versus Adam Cole.
I think everybody was just, exactly. One, they want to see MJF versus Adam Cole, and two, everyone was just waiting for what was going to happen after this match.
Yeah. I think one of the big problems and this is nothing against Roderick Strong. He's terrific and he's an amazing wrestler and he's great. But the match that everybody wants to see is MJF versus Adam Cole. And I understand like the swerve they did and like without the 3 matches, whatever. But like MJF versus Roderick Strong is not the match that the majority of your audience wants to see. They want to see him.
Nobody actually sees him as a babyface.
Yeah.
That's the thing. We all know the turn is coming.
Yeah.
So what's the point of doing this match now? But I guess also on the flip side, like we've been talking about, the flip of last year's World's End is what's going to happen this time.
Yes.
So wouldn't it be more poetic now for Roddy to be taken out in some way? So that this way, when he returns, it looks like he's coming to help Adam Cole, but then the lights are going to go out. And they're going to do that same exact thing. And then all of the kingdom with Roddy, maybe even Kyle O'Reilly.
I was going to say, I've been under this whole impression that Kyle would be the friend that sticks by Adam when this all goes down. But after what we saw on Saturday, I'm not so. I got to see. Now, obviously, like I said, we haven't seen Dynamite, so we got to see what happens on, But yeah, very intriguing, kind of the way they go about it. I think you and I are pretty certain that we know the outcome of what's going to happen. But the Kyle O'Reilly stuff is a little different. But let me tell you, Drew, this next match, brother, this was the Mercedes Moné I've been waiting for. I
was thinking about
waiting for
time, honestly.
And I knew it immediately. The second this match started, I said, Mercedes got a point to prove tonight. She was wrestling with a chip on her shoulder, and she had a perfect opponent in Chris Statlander. And Chris Statlander deserves as much praise as Mercedes is getting. This match, for me, Drew, was my match of the night.
Really?
I thought this in a match we'll talk about, obviously, Ospreay and Fletcher. I thought these two matches were a cut above every other thing that we saw on this show. This match was Mercedes Moné's best match in AEW. This was her hardest and best title defense.
That I definitely agree with.
This match was a perfect wrestling match. A perfect wrestling match. And I loved the way that it ended, where it wasn't like a finishing move that ended it. It was like after all the stuff they did to each other, all that stuff, it was kind of like a roll-up victory pin, which means that this can happen again. Like, it was a decisive victory, but it wasn't like,
because there was no Camille.
No Camille, no interference. This is the longest women's wrestling match in the history of AEW, Drew. The longest women's match ever.
Yeah, I saw that stat. Yeah.
Just overnight, it was like 19 minutes and 25 seconds, almost 20 minutes. It was the longest women's wrestling match in the history of the company.
Crazy, by the way.
Yeah. This match
that long sometimes.
Yeah, this match was incredible. These two ladies absolutely killed it. Absolutely killed it. I loved it. And I know I'm biased. I'm from where Mercedes is from. I've always been rooting for her. But like I've been going into every one of these pay-per-views, Drew. I've been saying this is the match. This is the one where Mercedes is going to, let everybody know, like, yeah, this is why they fucking paid me. This is why they fucking paid me. And this was the match that she reminded this. Again, she's Mercedes Moné. She's Mercedes Moné. Okay. I'm not going to. This was like peak vintage Sasha Banks. That's who that was in that ring right there. He was punching the knee, biting her fucking leg. She was doing all sorts of shit.
She was
she was
match before this.
Oh,
wasn't as good as this one. No. This was her best AEW match so far.
Easily. And don't get me wrong, like I said, she had the dance partner that she needed, because Statlander is very, very good. And she is incredible. And I can't say enough good things about this match. I loved this match. And the way that it ended, I hope we get to see it again really, really soon.
Yeah. Now I'm interested to see what happens with Camille, because on the pre-show, I believe it was, there was a little moment between Camille and Mercedes.
Yeah.
Where she was just like, I don't want to even see you. I don't want to be involved.
Don't even think about coming out there.
Don't do anything. I'm doing it by myself. You don't do anything right. So I thought that was going to lead to Camille coming out, but it didn't. It was like, no. Oh, okay.
No, man, what a match. Just really good. We then had the rematch between Hangman Adam Page and Switchblade Jay White. This went a way that I didn't think it was going to go. I thought Hangman was going to get the win back here, but they did not do that. They did not do that. Yeah, they had Jay White go over him again.
On the watch along, that I was on, I was stunned. I was like, they did it again.
Yeah.
They totally swerved me, and I thought it was going one way, and it didn't again. I was just like, well, bravo. You got me again.
Yeah. And then post-match, Adam Page attacked Jay White on the ramp, and Christopher Daniels came down with some security, and Hangman punched Christopher Daniels right across the face. So I don't know if that will lead to a suspension or anything like that.
Christopher Daniels, haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah, he got clocked. Hangman just clocked him right across the face. So I don't know what that means for Hangman. Definitely a fine at the very least, but I don't know if there'll be like a suspension of sorts. I don't know, because this was not the last time we saw these two gentlemen on the evening. So we'll get there when we get there. And then listen, to most people, this was probably the match of the night for obvious reasons. But Kyle Fletcher, Will Ospreay, Don Callis at commentary. What a star-making performance this match was for Kyle Fletcher. We've been saying it for months that he just became a star because he is a star. But this match and the result and the way that it went down, he beat him clean, dude. He beat him clean. And that...
I mean, we kind of figured that this was what was going to happen.
I thought there would at least be bullshit. There really wasn't a ton of bullshit. It was just...
there was no bullshit.
He just beat him.
Well, I mean, it was... Yeah, because usually even Don Callis will get involved.
Yeah, he did not.
And, there was no screwdriver spot. There was no Don Callis family involvement. It was just a one-on-one match for the most, like they did the extra, like that. Good Lord, the stairs.
Well, yeah, I was going to talk about that. Yeah, the tombstone from the apron to the stairs. That was gnarly. I've never seen that before in my life. What a gnarly spot that was. Just unbelievable. And then the brain buster at the end. He does the brain buster onto the corner. And the way that Will Ospreay sold that was... He went like completely prone and just fell right to didn't move, just down.
He is one of the best sellers in wrestling.
Yeah. The way he sold that, and then Fletcher just kind of fell on top of him. Just the way that whole thing went down for the 1, 2, 3. Man, what a signature victory in the career of Kyle Fletcher. And if I know we talked CC earlier, and I know we mentioned Benjamin, and if you're asking me to bet right now, I think Fletcher wins the CC right now. I think you ride that win and you seal. There you go, buddy. I could obviously Ospreay has to be the favorite.
I don't disagree.
I think Ospreay has to be the favorite, but Kyle Fletcher.
As much as I want Shelton Benjamin to win the whole thing.
Man, what a performance by Fletcher. This was a thing of beauty. There's that one sequence in this match where Ospreay goes for a hidden blade and misses. And then it's kind of been floating around the social medias. Yes. And then they kind of go in this, and then Ospreay ends up hitting him with it a few moves late. Man, it's just like the way those two guys move in the ring. Not a lot of people can move in the ring that way. Not a lot of people can move in the ring that way. And, Will Ospreay being like, he wanted to put his boy over. Will was like,
oh,
let's go.
He put on quite the performance for Kyle Fletcher and made Kyle Fletcher really he is a legitimate single star now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. At the end of the match, Mark Davis did come out
to
check on Will. And then, Fletcher was
going to there was going to be a turn.
I thought there was too, but there wasn't. Fletcher didn't attack Davis either. Fletcher was just kind of talking shit, saying like, yeah, help your friend. Help your friend, whatever. Man, good stuff. Good stuff. Also good stuff. After this, it was time for the championship celebration between Mina Shirakawa and Mariah May. Mina's out there. She gives Mariah May a beautiful introduction. Mariah gets out there, had a massive black eye. My God, she had a shine and a half. It was from the Anna Jay match, right? They had like a collision. They had a violent match.
I don't know if it was from the Anna Jay match.
Was it? I thought they had like an extreme.
No, it was from the match that they had the tag match on Rampage.
Okay, is that what it was? Mariah grabs the mic. She says, "We finally did it. This is the celebration I've always deserved." She says, "There's not a single woman alive who can touch me." And she couldn't have done it without Mina, her one true friend. Shirakawa then grabs, the champagne. They link arms. They do their little toast. Everything's hunky-dory. Mariah May then calls for a celebration, and Mina starts dancing on the stage. And as this is happening, Mariah May she has a shoe in her hand. She grabs the champagne bottle, and she looks like she's lining up to turn on Mina. But
so
Mina
looks like she was.
She was.
Yes. It was happening.
Yes. And as that's happening, Mina kind of turns around and sees her. And in full heels on a ramp, Mina Shirakawa did this spin kick, and she connected perfectly with the bottle. It was like she was wearing like 8-inch heels, bro. That's impressive. So she ends up doing that. She kicks it out of her hands. Mariah May then spits on Mina Shirakawa, and then Mina ends up spearing her off the stage through a table. And when Shirakawa got back to her feet, her mouth was covered in blood.
Yeah.
So she must have bumped something somewhere. And then she picks up Mariah May, and her bloody face. Here comes Lou. Her bloody face.
Forceful opening.
Yeah, that was a very powerful open, buddy. You coming up here, man? What's up, man? And then it was did she bite her in the forehead, or did she like kiss her?
It was like she was like kissing her and just rubbing her lips all over her forehead to get that blood all over.
Yeah, exactly. And then that happens, and then that's how the segment ends. I know
when the segment started, I saw those two tables there. I was like, someone's going through those. And I didn't expect it to go down the way that it did. I thought Mariah was going to be just full on attack her, put her through the table, whatever. It was nice it was refreshing to see Mina be like, "Oh no, I know what's happening behind me. This is what's happening right now."
Yeah, I agree.
And that kick to the bottom was perfect.
I couldn't believe it. I agree. I thought this was what I thought. I had predicted that I thought we'd see Toni Storm.
I didn't think Toni Storm was coming out.
Well, that's fair. But I had predicted that maybe we would see that. I know last week when we were talking about it, Pluggo thought that Mina was going to turn on Mariah. But they kind of went the other way, and they had Mariah kind of lean into it, and then Mina kind of caught her. But I thought it was really good, and I'm very much looking forward to Mariah May versus Mina. I think that's a fun feud they're going to have there. Next was a match that I did not like. I thought this match was kind of the bummer match of the night. This did not. It was for the TNT Championship. It was Daniel Garcia.
You didn't like
versus. I thought this match sucked. Like I thought it was bad. The moment and Daniel Garcia winning, very deserving, great moment. I loved the video with his mom before the match. I thought that was wonderful. I thought that was wonderful. This match did not, with these two gentlemen, I expected this match to be a lot better than it was. I thought it kind of stunk. I didn't think Jack Perry was his best at all.
I definitely didn't think it was match of the night caliber. I didn't think it was stuck.
I did. Sucked is probably strong. I did not think it was good. I did not think it was good. I thought, I didn't like it. I didn't like it. I thought Jack Perry was not on him. I thought Jack Perry was not on his A game in this match. I'll leave it at that. I thought I expected better from Jack Perry during this match.
All right. I mean, I didn't see it that way, but
yeah. Again, like I said, the moment.
You.
Yeah. No, look at the moment happening, like Daniel winning the title, like great, and him going in the crowd and celebrating with the crowd, well deserved. I think Jack Perry's been doing some of the best work of his career. I'm a big Daniel Garcia guy. Maybe it's because maybe my expectations were too high. Maybe. It
Maybe.
did not hit me the way that I thought it would hit me. It did not hit me the way that I thought it would hit me. But Daniel Garcia.
This is not my normal chair, so my butt is hurting.
That's fine.
I don't know how my husband sits on this chair every day. It's like it's so uncomfortable.
It's true. But yeah, Daniel Garcia wins. He is the new TNT champion. He finally has his first singles gold in AEW. I'm happy for Daniel Garcia. I'm excited to see the TNT title reign for Daniel Garcia. I know obviously the Continental Classic is in his future now. So I don't know how many times we'll see him defend that title over the next month because he's in the CC. Obviously I don't think he would do it, but much like how Eddie Kingston defended his titles every match like most of the matches, I think it would be kind of cool if Daniel Garcia did something kind of similar with the TNT title. And he said,
he's already having, I think he's already having an open challenge match last night on Dynamite.
Okay, so he's not having his CC match then that night.
No, I think I saw a graphic that he's
doing an open challenge. Oh, they taped it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Did they tape it?
No, it's live.
Okay.
Is it live, actually?
I would hope.
I believe it is. I believe it is live, yeah. But yeah, I saw and actually Tony Khan was posting some stuff, or AEW was posting some stuff while we were recording a different show of like what's going on Wednesday. So I just want to confirm because I know I saw that. Okay. So I know which Continental Classic Gold League match is happening. Ricochet and Claudio is happening. Or happened. And Darby and Brody is happening.
Oh, all right. Let's go.
Has happened. And Mark Briscoe and Shelton Benjamin.
Oh, all right. Rock and roll. So we're getting 3 matches tomorrow. 3 matches on Dynamite this week in the CC. That works.
Yeah. I could swear I saw, maybe it was not, could have been like a deep fake or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, because I could have sworn that I saw it, but I can't find it now. So.
All right. Fair enough. So then we continue to move on at Full Gear, and we had ourselves another championship match. It was an AEW International Championship match, and it was Konosuke Takeshita defending against somebody you just mentioned, Ricochet. Don Callis once again at commentary. I thought these two had a good match, as you would expect with these two. Takeshita is just, he's special. He's special, Takeshita, and Ricochet is as well. But I thought they had a really good match. I felt like the crowd didn't care for this match at all. I felt like the crowd was very quiet for this match with Ricochet and Takeshita.
It wasn't, this, I think, was kind of the low point for the crowd.
I agree. I felt like the crowd was at its quietest.
They, like me and probably most other people, thought this did not need to happen, and it could have just stayed 9 matches, and they could have did this on Dynamite.
I think that was a case of what happened here. But the big news coming out of this is Takeshita gave Ricochet his first ever pinfall loss in AEW. Yeah. So that was the big news.
No interference from anybody.
Nope. What's this cat doing? Yeah, no interference from anybody. Takeshita won clean. At one point, though, Don Callis did leave the commentary table in this match, and it looked like he was going to get involved, but he ended up not getting involved. But either way, Takeshita defeated Ricochet, gave Ricochet his first loss. Where does Ricochet go? Well, I know, obviously, we know where he goes from here. He's in the CC. But, okay. This was Ricochet's first pin loss, right? He's in the CC. Has to be considered one of the favorites in the CC. If he doesn't win the CC, right, where the hell does Ricochet go? Like at some point, he needs to win something significant, does he not?
Well, he's not going to win the CC.
I don't think he is either. I think he'll be in this, at least, I think minimum, he's in the semifinal of his league group. I think minimum. But if he doesn't win the CC, which I agree with you, I don't think he's going to. Where is Ricochet going? What is next for Ricochet?
Honestly,
because he's having great matches. He's cutting pretty good.
Just be that he has
exactly
great matches,
because that's all he's ever been, is the guy that has great matches but never wins everywhere. And we've seen him on TV. You know, and like he's cutting better promos. I like what he's doing in AEW. I love the matches he's having. He's winning the majority of his matches, but all the big matches, he's not winning. So at some point, when is he going to win that big match?
Yeah, so I would hope that maybe next year, when maybe he'll either go with Takeshita again or the Continental Champion after, because there's no United States Champion, there's no Intercontinental Champion. There is the international title, however.
Yeah.
So whoever's holding it at that point, maybe
I just like
right.
No,
so
Takeshita.
right
That's
now,
what he fought for.
Yeah,
that's what he just fought for. Was that?
I don't know.
Now, do we think maybe Will Ospreay, if he wins the CC, is the new Continental Champion? You could do that, or if Kyle Fletcher wins and he's the Continental Champion, maybe you get a Ricochet Fletcher thing. I don't know.
So I could see he has a string of matches for matches' sake. Maybe then he turns heel. He could turn heel. He could maybe join Hurt Syndicate later on. He could, because he's one of the people MVP gave a business card to.
That is true.
Could turn heel. He could. I mean, there's options there, and I think probably the titles are going to come when he turns heel, most likely. He's working good as a heel, as a babyface right now, but there's only so long. It's like, it wasn't working with Mercedes kind of at the jump.
Yeah.
But with Ricochet, they could get to a point where, he's having matches, but he's losing the big ones. It frustrates him. Maybe somebody like a Will or a babyface, gravitates towards him. They become friends. Yeah. Then he turns on them, and like something of that effect.
Yeah.
Because I don't see him getting a championship as a babyface.
It's fair.
Right now, at least.
Right now, at least. Yeah, I feel like, I don't know. I just don't want a guy like that to get lost in the shuffle. That's all. I just feel like
he's definitely not
not right now. But if he keeps on losing big matches, people are going to start caring less and less.
But after losing at Full Gear, I think if he was going to get lost in the shuffle, he wouldn't even be in the Continental Classic.
That's fair. That's fair. We then had the PLE, the pay-per-view debut of Bobby Lashley and AEW. He went. We heard people. I like it. He went up against Shane, Swerve, Strickland, and I'm going to be honest with you, Drew. He beat the shit out of Swerve this whole match for the most part.
I thought it was going to be a squash match.
Yeah, no, Swerve, that little flair of a comeback that Swerve had was awesome. That whole segment, like when he came back and had his little run, that was good shit. And the match was good in general, but Bobby Lashley basically beat the bag off of Swerve in this match. It was good though. It was good. Bobby, they made Bobby look like $1 million, man. He just dominated Swerve.
They did
in this match,
and it was the right call.
Yeah,
he was the right winner. Actually, I kind of would have preferred it be a squash match, to be honest with you. I think you should have just squashed them. But they don't typically tend to do that in AEW, which is fine. I mean, because obviously, a wrestler with the talent of Swerve should have some sort of a comeback because of he's been at the top of the mountain. He's as decorated of a wrestler as he is. It's not like it's like one of the Outrunners or something. Like it's Swerve Strickland.
Yeah, so, former world champion. Just like he's the dude.
So so I can see like why you wouldn't do a squash match with him.
Mm-hmm.
But it would have been like a holy shit moment if it was a squash match.
Oh yeah.
As is, it was still a holy shit moment because Bobby looked excellent.
I mean, it was a very decisive victory. Like there was no debate. He hits a spear and he makes him submit. He didn't tap or anything. He did like, kind of the
faded out.
But he wins with the hurt lock. And then post-match, he fucking put Prince Nana in the hurt lock, the dick. The hell you doing that for? What's that necessary?
So this isn't over.
No way.
And MVP on Sunday had a match at Bloodsport.
Yes,
and I didn't watch
Barnett. Against Josh Barnett. That event was really good.
Did you see?
That was one of the only matches I didn't get to see because I had to record something. So
I would like to even maybe go and see it because if MVP can go and Nana can go, I think they should have a match.
Yeah. I would love to see a tag match with Swerve and Nana versus Bobby and MVP. I think that would be a fun.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be a singles match. Something to get involved with each other. I agree. I think would be great.
I fully agree. And if you remember, right when MVP got there, like when they first started doing this stuff, Prince Nana was very vocal. Like he openly said, "I used to be a wrestler. Like let's go, man. Like I'm not just a pushover. Like I used to wrestle. Don't mess with me," kind of thing. So we'll see where it goes.
We heard people.
Yeah, that's great. That's a good team. That's a good tune. I liked it.
Incredible.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. And then we were to our main event of the evening. It was Jon Moxley defending the AEW World Heavyweight Championship against Orange Cassidy. Cassidy comes out of the gates with orange punches immediately.
This ruled so much.
Immediately comes out of the gate.
What he needed to be.
Yep. He's hitting orange punches. He's going right after him. They're going on the announce desk. He's biting Moxley. He's it was just like right out the chute. He was like, "Nah, man, I'm not messing around."
The most vicious we've ever seen Orange Cassidy.
Yeah. And then at one point, man, Orange Cassidy is just bleeding. He gives him a Death Rider on top of the stairs. And Orange Cassidy is brutally bleeding. Like it's a lot of blood. Again. And then the rest of the match was good. But it was really a dismantling by Moxley, like just slowly doing what he needed to do to break down Cassidy and get him to be where he needed to go. And then at the end, though, we see some nonsense. The conglomeration, the people were around Moxley. They start getting involved. Conglomeration, Kyle O'Reilly, Rocky Romero, and Ishii arrive. They even up the odds. There's chaos happening everywhere. Marina Shafir gets in the ring with the briefcase, but Willow Nightingale, which was nice to see.
Yeah,
Willow Nightingale,
like a month or so because she had a concussion.
Yeah, she runs down there. She takes Marina Shafir out, and then Orange Cassidy has the case, and Remsburg, who's the ref, isn't looking, and he clocks Moxley with the case, and I was like, "Holy shit, are they going to do this?" For a split second, I was like, "They're not going to do this, are they?"
There were multiple matches on this show, where there was like a 2.999 kick out. It was like, oh my God, like there were multiple matches that happened. And when this happened, I legitimately was like, oh my God, did he just win the championship?
Yeah.
It was so, the kick out was literally like, here's the mat and here's the hand, and he kicks out. It was so close.
Yeah, it was great. And then we see Wheeler Yuta slide in the ring. He hits Orange Cassidy with a Busaiku knee. And then Moxley hits a Death Rider. And for the 1, 2, 3, Moxley retains. He is still the AEW World Heavyweight Champion. And then we have to talk about a whole load of shit that went. This was too much shit, Drew.
It was, like,
too much shit.
What the hell is going on?
Too much shit went on. So after the match, Moxley tells the boys to hold OC down, and Wheeler Yuta pours disinfectant on top of OC and in his mouth, which, if that was real,
no, that was definitely not real.
It wasn't. But if that was real, that had to kill the cut on that had to hurt so damn much.
Oh yeah.
With the cut that he had on his head, that had to fucking kill. If that was anything of realness. So that's happening. And then all of a sudden, we see Hangman Adam Page come down the ring. He's got a chair in hand. And he ends up with a stare down with Jon Moxley. And I'm sitting there going, oh, okay. You know me, I love Hangman. But I'm just like, you lost. You lost earlier. What the hell are you doing, the other champ? You lost. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Christian Cage shows up. And he gives Moxley the kill switch out of nowhere. Christian Cage. But Hangman at this moment is holding the contract. Christian's contract. So Christian hits the kill switch. It looks like he's going to cash in because he still has that thing. But Hangman is holding the contract. They stare at each other. They share some words. Christian Cage eventually gets the contract back as Hangman is leaving. Christian holds the contract up like he's going to cash it in. But then we see Jay White come in out of nowhere, which did not make any fucking sense to me whatsoever.
No,
and he hits. No, it did not. Why would you?
Because of him.
Why would you prevent Christian from winning the world title and getting it off Moxley? Wouldn't it be easier for you to defeat Christian?
Well, no, it wasn't. I don't think it was in that moment. It wasn't about the world championship. It was about stopping Christian from cashing in because it wasn't Christian and maybe Luchasaurus before Luchasaurus health issues happened.
His health issue. Yeah.
I think they took out the guns, didn't they?
Well, they did, yes. But Jay White's involved with to me, I was just like, okay. Wouldn't you want to beat Christian for the belt then?
I'm thinking of like in the heat of the moment.
Yeah. But anyway, Jay White runs out, hits a Blade Runner on Christian, so Christian's not cashing in anymore. Moxley and crew get the hell out of there. And Jay White's just kind of in the ring. So clearly, with him getting another signature win over Hangman earlier in the night, and Jay White is in the main event title scene. Like, he is being positioned to 100% move up pretty immediately to the title picture, which is where he deserves. He belongs.
Mm-hmm.
So then the camera is following the Death Riders as they make their way through the back. We see them approaching a truck that they arrived in earlier in the evening that we saw them get out of. And out of nowhere, a friggin' car comes jetting in at like 100 miles per hour and just disintegrates this fucking truck. Just ruins this truck. So then they see it. They go, what? So Claudio, they got the valet there. Claudio fucking European uppercuts this poor valet that's just doing his job. Just knocks him out. Takes a key. It just so happens to be an SUV that's right there, perfectly for them. Unbelievable how he picked that right out the chute.
Honestly,
unbelievable.
I wish there was an ambulance. I wish they got in the ambulance.
I wish the first car they would have got. He should have grabbed a key, hit a button, and it did nothing. And Claudio should have just threw the key, and then grabbed a second one and been like, "All right, we got it." First one, you shitting me? You shitting me? The odds. There were fucking 20 keys on that. Miraculously, the first one he grabs is for the fucking car sitting right there. Come on. But anyway, They get in an SUV. They get the hell out of there. And as they get out of there, Darby Allin shows up in the screen. He gets out of the car. He's got his skateboard and he's yelling, "This isn't fucking over." Dropping F-bombs.
Yeah.
And then he's got blood all over his fucking face. I'm dropping F-bombs all over the place here. It's late.
Yeah. It's okay.
He's got blood all over his face. He gets on top of the truck that's already totaled and he starts smashing the windshield with the skateboard. And that's how the show goes off the air. With Darby Allin standing on top of the truck with a bloody face, yelling that it's not fucking over.
This was
too chaotic for me, Drew.
Pun included, figuratively and literally speaking, a car crash.
There's so much shit happened in the last 5 minutes. It didn't feel like the end of a pay-per-view. It felt like the end of a Dynamite. Didn't it? Like, that's not normal end of pay-per-view. Like, it didn't feel like the end of a pay-per-view.
The typical end of pay-per-views lately was Death Riders just murdering
people.
That was what All Out was. That's what Wrestle Dream was.
Yeah.
And now in this one, they were continuing that trend by
this time they were trying to
kill Orange Cassidy.
Well, yes, no, but at this point,
but then it didn't end there.
They tried Orange Cassidy. Darby tried to kill them. Yeah, so if they would have gotten that truck, they're dead. They're dead. They're not living through that. They're not living.
Way more. He got closer to it than Camille and Mercedes did with Statlander.
Let me tell you, Camille needs to get some driving lessons from Darby. But holy moly, man! This was
that car into the truck, and then
this was a clusterfuck.
It was
of all clusterfucks. Holy moly! Yeah.
So
you got Hangman, you got Jay, there was just shit going on everywhere. Dude. Wild.
So we heard on Monday, which is technically not Monday anymore. We heard on Monday that Adam Copeland has been cleared, but not yet to wrestle, I believe. But I saw a story that he was.
It didn't say wrestle. It said that he was cleared for contact. Whatever that means.
Okay.
He was cleared for contact, which that could mean a lot of things. That could mean a lot of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my original thought was, are they going to? My plan in my head was Killswitch Luchasaurus only helped Christian win that contract because he was going to wait for him to cash it in and then screw him out of it. And that was going to lead to their thing. Now, obviously, that could potentially never happen. Mm-hmm. But I was like, oh shit, are they just going to do the same thing but with Adam Copeland? Is Adam Copeland going to come out and screw him out of the... Because I was like, there's no way in hell that Christian is cashing in and winning this title.
Yeah. I thought, but
Moxley is the champion.
When it first happened, though, I was like, are they going to do it to get like the title away? But it didn't make sense. Speaking of Adam Copeland, damn shame he got hurt when he did, because I feel like he would have 100% been in the Continental Classic. 100%.
Ooh, you're right.
100%.
Yeah.
And that just would have been wonderful to see him in that environment. But either way, it seems like he's on the mend of coming. I don't know if it'll be soon or well into next year. Who knows? But if you're getting cleared for contact, that means that things are progressing. So that's a good thing, because he was doing maybe some of the best work that I enjoyed in his career.
Yeah.
Before he got hurt. So him coming back, whenever that is, it probably won't be for a while longer, I would assume, because that was a gnarly injury. And he still wrestled on that thing for like 10 minutes after he did it.
Yeah, right.
Like he did that and then wrestled without a limp for like a good 10 minutes. And then the second the match opened, he literally couldn't walk. So it was like the adrenaline in that guy. He was wrestling on a broken fucking leg for 10 minutes. So he probably did, Lord knows he might have done more. But either way, him coming, that's a good thing, because he is immediately a top star in your company the second he walks back into the building. So you add him to the fray of things. Yeah. I don't know when is Christian gonna catch in this thing? Because it has to have.
Probably if Darby ends
Yeah,
up
maybe
taking it
Darby.
off
Yeah,
of
yeah.
Moxley, then cash in. But then Adam Copeland should come and screw him out of it.
Mm.
There's no way that he actually, like, I see him as like a TNT champion for life. I have no need or want or desire to see him as world champion. I
Fair.
don't think it really does anything for the product.
Okay.
I think that the TNT championship is his thing. Like, he made that thing as prestigious as Brody Lee did, honestly, when he had it. And Adam Copeland didn't have it for too long, but he, I think, would have continued that trend.
Fair.
Based off of how his, like you were just saying, like he was having like the run of his life. But I absolutely think that the only reason why he won that contract was because Luchasaurus was going to screw him out of
That's fair.
the title.
That's
And
fair.
now that that's not happening, you could easily just insert Adam Copeland into that.
Yeah, you could. We'll have to see. We'll have to see where it goes on. All right. So Drew, final letter grade. What did you give Full Gear? Where did you think it lined up for the show?
Spot here. We didn't talk about doing this.
Yeah, I need the in the moment, just how you felt. That's all.
In the moment, I would give it a B plus.
Okay, that's where I'm at a B minus B. That's where I was. I thought it was a good show. I really, the only thing that kind of bummed me out was Perry and Garcia. I didn't vibe with me. Maybe saying it sucked was strong. I probably shouldn't have said that, but like it just didn't vibe with me. I expected that to be a match I really sunk my teeth in and loved, and I was just kind of like, it's okay, it's okay. I don't know.
Definitely. So, I mean, listen, this show was only an hour away from me at the Prudential Center in New Jersey, and this is, I want to say, probably the first AEW show that I could have went to and didn't.
It's a long show, man.
Well, one is a pay-per-view, so it's long, and it was over 4 hours.
Yeah.
But I would have wanted to be there for the Big Justice, AJ, and the Costco people.
Yeah.
So I would have been there for over 4.5 hours.
Oh yeah. It was a long show.
It's an hour away. It was fucking cold last weekend. Fucking cold. Like, insane, windy. Felt like it was 30 degrees outside. I was like, I don't want to be out in the cold. I don't want to travel an hour, maybe even an hour plus both ways, depending on traffic. That pay-per-view is going to be long as hell. So I actually didn't go. So this was the first like show that I could have gone to that I didn't go. And there were shows that I've taken off of work to go and see, like the Grand Slams.
Yeah.
Because I work on Wednesdays, so I was like, hey, not coming in today.
Yeah.
So like I could have went to the show, but there were matches also on the show that was just like, didn't need to see Hangman and Switchblade again.
I think they were
the finish surprised me.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like that match, I feel like Takeshita and Ricochet, I feel like those matches could have just been on Dynamite and it would have been okay.
Well, I mean, I understand. Absolutely fine to see Ricochet because I love Ricochet to death.
That's fair, but I feel like
there were a few matches though. There was Hangman and Switchblade. There was the tag match. I wasn't really that interested in seeing. I wasn't really that interested in seeing. There was like another match. I don't remember what. But like I was like, okay, MJF and Roddy.
Yeah,
honestly, I was just like, okay, that's a match that's there. It's going to be good, but do I need to trek out in the cold for a 2-hour drive both ways to to go and seek that out. No, I can just watch it at home.
Yeah.
So I watched it at home, and I just was able to be in my own chair when it was all over. Didn't have to get in my car, didn't have to travel an hour in the freezing cold. So it was a B plus because there were some things that I was just like, didn't really care about that much. Yeah. But overall, it was a great show.
Yeah, I think it was another solid pay-per-view. I don't think, they've had some real bangers this year. But I
Wrestle Dream was hard to beat.
Yeah, it's very hard. Wrestle Dream was one of the best shows they've ever put on. So it is one of those things. But I thought it was a solid show. I got a solid B minus B. I thought, like you said, though, I thought the matches were good. The only one I didn't vibe with was Garcia and Perry, but I thought all the matches, listen, to me, there were two great matches on this show. And it was Will Ospreay versus Kyle Fletcher, and it was Chris Statlander versus Mercedes Moné. Those were two go out of your way to watch great matches.
Those were the two I was looking forward to the most.
Yep. The rest were good. Good stuff happened. Event. Yeah, the main event was good too. but like the rest was good. But it was on par with what we normally get from. Yeah, and Swerve and Bobby was really good for the way it was presented, and they made Bobby look like a beast immediately. Again, it was a solid show. That's what AEW does, dude. AEW, their pay-per-views, they don't mess around. Like, you're getting your money's worth. You're getting your money's worth every time. They make it worth your money, which I respect. But yeah, I thought it was another good show in a line of good shows. I'm excited to see how the Continental Classic shapes up over the next month leading into World's End, because I think they're going to try to end the year again on another big swing going into next year with World's End. So I'm excited to see how that card starts to stack up here over the next month with the CC. But overall, I thought another good show from AEW and another good show from us here at Firmly Love Wrestling. This was fun recording these two with you, Drew, this week. Thank you for everybody that's tuned into the chat today, that watched us on Tuesday. We will be back live next Tuesday. We'll be talking Survivor Series recap on Firmly WWE. We'll be diving into the beginning of the Intercontinental Women's Championship Tournament, which will be starting next week on Raw. And then we'll obviously be live again next Thursday for Firmly AEW, where we'll be talking about the Continental Classic and how that's all looking and all the stuff that's happening.
And this will be happening again, and we'll keep reminding you, this will be happening again during Christmas week.
Yes. We will have a very similar outline on the holiday week of Christmas into New Year's, where the shows will be happening at the normal time. You can expect us to be here, but because of the holidays and traveling and all that fun stuff that comes with it, the shows will be recorded as they are this week. So thank you all for tuning in. We appreciate all the support you guys have given us really since we started doing this thing. We appreciate all of you. Hope everyone had a safe, or is having, or is going to have, because it is the morning, a safe Thanksgiving. Hopefully you get to spend it with loved ones. You have a great day. Drew, tell the people where they can find you, and then I'll do my thing and we'll get the heck out of here, man.
You can find me right there at the Drew Nicholas on Twitter. You can find me just Drew Nicholas on Blue Sky. I collect the super chats and the humper chats for Fightful's AEW Collision post show and other shows if I'm needed. I've been doing some dynamites as of late. You know what? And also, really quickly before we end this, I've got to give a big shout out to somebody who I can call a friend, Miss Kate Fabe, over on at Fightful. Listen, she asked a question. The question was valid. Bobby Lashley's answer was also valid. There was absolutely no need for the absolutely disgusting comments that she received online. You've got to stop this bullshit.
They're not going to. They are never.
They're not. I know they're not. But it's legitimately disgusting, and we've got to. Let's just blow up Twitter and put it in the trash, And everybody head over to Blue Sky. It's a lot better over there.
Yeah. And we love Kate over here. I love wrestling. She's been on our channel before on Brunch Gimmick. She is a very good pal to Pluggo and I on Between Two Beards. She puts us over constantly. She always has the best things to say. We love Kate. I had no problem with that question at all. Not that I'm the type of person that should have an opinion on that type of question, I guess, because it doesn't involve,
right.
You know,
obviously, same.
I thought the question was fair. I thought Bobby's answer was fair.
Given what Private Party had just talked about before, it was a completely valid question.
Yeah, I thought it was a fair question. I thought it was a fair answer. I don't think Bobby was even really trying to be rude in his answer. I think he was just trying to answer emphatically about it, like, hey, this is how I feel about it. I don't think he was trying to dismiss Kate. I don't think they did that at all. I think it was just one of these things where the fucking basement dwellers who have an opinion and they also, like, obviously this is Love Wrestling, but Fightful in general are friends of ours here. We respect what they do. We cross with a lot, Joel, Jeremy, Sean, Kate, all those people over there. We have Fightful people that do stuff on our platform that do stuff over there. Like, we're very friendly with them. They work hard. They're good people. I just think there's this thing out there where a lot of people are jealous of how successful Sean is doing what he does. And they just have this opinion of Fightful. And if they can talk shit about Fightful, they're going to find a way to talk shit about Fightful. Just because everybody is at the heart of it, it's jealousy. Because they're all like, oh, that they're all making money, having a job, like this is their profession.
And then they all wrap themselves in their tribalist bubble.
Yeah. I mean, that type of stuff, for me, I'm just kind of, I've never let that, I'm just like, but like, that's all it is. They saw an opportunity to just, let's throw some more dirt on Fightful and let's do it. And then they come out in droves and they just they're just clowns. Yeah. They're just clowns. But we love Kate here. I reached out to Kate. I said a little, I sent her a little, hey, you're the best. You're the best. Fuck them type of thing. She's great. And yeah, nobody really deserves half the shit that happens to them when the social media, like I said, basement dwellers pop up. But it's an unfortunate circumstance. It's just, it is part of the game. But Kate knows how good she is. Everybody knows how good Kate is. She's wonderful, and we love her here. So on that note, we will get out of here. You can follow me at JPJ Loves Gaming everywhere, Twitch, YouTube. You already know where you can find him and I on Tuesdays and Thursdays. You can also find me here every Thursday night at 8 p.m. for the flagship show here on Love Wrestling Between Two Beards. You will be shocked, I'm sure, to know that tonight at 8 p.m., we will be live. Well, no, wait. We will be airing here, but it will also be a taped episode of Between Two Beards where we had the lovely Ella J and the lovely Kimmy Sokol join us, where we talk some more about Survivor Series and Full Gear and things of that nature. So watch that tonight. Me and Pluggo will probably be in the chat saying hello to people. But yeah, on that note, it's late. Me and Drew have been recording for a while. We got to go to bed. We appreciate you all. And until next week, you guys know the drill. Peace out. I hit the wrong button. Don't mind me. Peace out.